So I have some updates from the IRS about the 2024 cost of living adjustment for your VA disability, military pension, Social Security retirement, and Social Security disability. Even if it doesn't apply to you, share this video with your parents, grandparents, or the elders living next door.
Clean up your dog poop. Excuse me, ma'am. Hey, you, clean up your dog poop.
Social Security Administration announced that a 3.2% cost of living adjustment, or COLA, will go into effect starting on January 1st, 2024 for millions of Social Security beneficiaries. And keep in mind that it's not just for retirees, but also for workers with disabilities, widows, and children of deceased workers. This is significantly less than the 8.7% COLA that we saw in 2022, but the 3.2% raise paces inflation without draining the Social Security trust funds. And we all know that Social Security itself is in trouble. If Congress doesn't take any action, then Social Security is going to become financially insolvent by the year 2034, which is about 10 years from now. But anyway, the benefits going up by 3.2% is going to give people an increase of more than $50 per month on average. And keep in mind that it's the average. You'd be surprised how people misunderstand what I say in my videos, so I need to be very clear on it. If you make $2,000 a month from Social Security, then in 2024, you're going to receive $2,064 per month. And if you make $1,000 a month, then it's going to be $1,032 per month. And that makes sense so far, right? And how much you'll receive from Social Security will depend on how much you pay for Medicare Part B premiums, which are directly deducted from your Social Security retirement checks and any tax withholdings. And I think it's pretty stupid that they tax our Social Security retirement income after we made these contributions. Let me know in the comment section down below about your thoughts on the Social Security taxation. But anyway, the standard Medicare Part B premiums will go up by $9.80 per month, or from $164.90 to $174.70 per month, starting in 2024. So when you get a $60 pay raise per month, that's almost $10 that will be taken out of that 3.2% raise. So you're really just netting about $50 per month on COLA. But keep in mind that if you're a high income earner in your retirement, single individuals making more than $97,000 a year, or married couples with more than $194,000 a year will pay more in Medicare Part B. But if you're still not sure how much you're going to get, just simply multiply your current Social Security income by 1.032. If you make $1,000 a month, then it should be $1,032 starting in 2024. And if you're still employed, your contribution rate for 2024 will remain the same at 7.65% for employees, or 15.3% for self-employed individuals like me, and 6.2% for that is actually going to Social Security, while the other 1.45% goes to Medicare. And there's also an income limit to how much you can contribute to Social Security. For 2023, it was $160,000. And then in 2024, it's going to go up to $168,600. And this is a significant increase of $8,400, or about 5%. And keep in mind that there are no income limits to Medicare contributions, just to Social Security. But I wouldn't be surprised if they cap that Social Security contributions in the future. And if you know someone who's collecting Social Security or disability, the thresholds for the payments will also go up by 3.2% in 2024. This chart actually tells you the average monthly benefits before the 3.2% COLA in 2023, and what the average monthly benefits will be after the 3.2% COLA in 2024. And I will link this fact sheet in the description below. And if there's no link, you can always type in Google search and type in Social Security fact sheet for 2024. And if you look at the COLA history here, since 1975, 3.2% right here is at the lowest if you compare it to the last 3 years, right? And 2023 was the largest increase of 8.7% since 1981, when the COLA was actually 11.2%. That was insane. What you probably didn't know is that Social Security COLA is based on the increase in the Consumer Price Index, or CPIW, from the third quarter 2022 through the third quarter of 2023. So the purpose of the COLA is to keep up with inflation, and those retirees can maintain their purchasing power. But the reality of it is that these retirees can barely keep up with inflation, because the CPIW published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics every month is considered lagging data. What Congress should really do is adjust the pay every quarter based on the real inflation numbers. But instead, they're making adjustments every calendar year, which I think is too late, to help our retirees get to where they need to be. And it takes an act of Congress to make these adjustments, and the way the House is divided right now, I just don't see that happening anytime soon. And if you're a military retiree or a disabled veteran, you're also going to see the same 3.27% cost of living adjustment in 2024. They also follow the CPIW from the third quarter of 2022 through the third quarter of 2023. The difference is that the VA disability compensation is not taxable, unlike the Social Security retirement or military retirement benefits. If you reference the chart on the VA pay chart, it's based on the rating increments of 10% that go from 10% to 100%. It also depends on whether you're a single individual or someone with a spouse with parents, or a spouse with children. And your military pension will also go up by 3.2%. Starting in January 2024. If you're receiving the Civil Service Retirement System, or CSRS, that's also going to increase by 3.2%. However, if you're receiving a pension from the Federal Employee Retirement System, or FERS, you're only going to see a 2.2% pay increase. I don't know why, but that's just how the cost of living adjustment works. So if you're collecting both a military pension and the VA compensation, keep in mind that the military pension is considered a taxable income and the VA compensation is not. Most retirees know that, but it's good for everyone to know for financial planning purposes. And it's not a secret that our retirees who spend decades working in this country, barely making it with just Social Security. And a lot of millennials and Gen Z are really skeptical that Social Security will be around by the time they retire. And I'm definitely one of them. I would rather take control of my own financial future and retirement instead of relying on the government to pay my pension. If Social Security is still going to be around by the time I retire, awesome, I'll take it. But, I'm not going to rely on it. Help me make sense of this though. Social Security, if I make $100,000 a year for 49 years, between the ages of 18 and 67, with a 12.4% contribution rate between me and my employer. That's a total of about $600,000. I would have contributed to my Social Security retirement, right? But with the benefits calculator, I would only receive $2,800 a month in today's dollars by the time I retire. That's not even $34,000 a year in retirement income. I have a better chance of surviving on $600,000 if I invest that in a mutual fund with a rule of 72. That amount could double in 9 years with an 8% average annual return, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if Social Security entirely gets revamped by the time millennials and Gen Z approach their retirement age, because this Social Security system is very messy.